Alrighty, so we had a student ask a question on exercise 11A-7, so question 7 in the appendix, on the step-down method. So Madison Park Co-op, a grocery and gift shop, has provided the following data to be used in its service department cost allocations. Using the step-down method, allocate the costs of the service department to the two operating departments. Allocate the costs of the administration department first on the basis of employee hours, and then on the costs of the janitorial services department on the basis of space provided. So what we're going to do is we're going to allocate the cost of the service department here, administration and janitorial. We're going to allocate those costs to the two operating departments. So it tells us to do the administration department first based on employee hours. So you enter in departmental costs before allocation. So that's just copying this over. So these are the costs that we have to allocate. We're allocating these to these departments. So first we're going to allocate the administration costs, so the $150,000. We're going to do that based on employee hours. So one of the questions that she had was, where are these numbers coming from? Basically what we're doing is we're going to allocate the 150. Now the service department used 320 hours, but we don't take that. We're going to say the other three departments had 160 hours, 3,100 hours, and 740 hours. Those added together is 4,000, because you're going to get allocated the cost based on your portion of the hours. So janitorial used 160 of the 4,000 hours, so you take 160 divided by 4,000 and you multiply it by the 150. Grocery had 3,100 of the 4,000 hours, so 3,100 divided by 4,000, that gives their portion of the hours times the 150. And the gift shop had 740, so 740 divided by 4,000 times the 150. There, what we're showing here now then is the service department had 150. We're taking that 150 and we're allocating it out based on hours. And when you do the math, at 160 divided by 4,000 times 150, you get 6,000. Here you get 116,250, 27,750. So these costs here from the administration department are now sitting in janitorial, groceries, and gifts. Administration is now 0. Then we move on next to janitorial, and we need to allocate the 40,000 plus the 6,000 now, because they got allocated 6,000 here of administration costs. But we're allocating that based on space. So the two remaining departments are grocery and gift shop, because we don't go backwards. This one goes allocated out, then this one goes allocated out. We don't allocate janitorial to administrative. You start here and you allocate. Once it's allocated out to 0, then you go to the next one. That's why it's called step down. You don't go backwards, reallocate. Otherwise you would be at it forever. So administration's done. So now we have 46,000 and we're allocating it on space. So 4,000 for grocery, 1,000 for gift shop, so that's a total of 5,000. So we say 4,000 divided by 5,000 for grocery, multiplied by the 46,000 gives us 36,800. 1,000 divided by 5,000 gives the percentage for gifts, and you multiply that by the 46,000. So then that gives 9,200. So now we're showing that we've allocated all of these costs for janitorial, which are now 0, and those have been allocated to groceries and gifts. So then the total cost after allocation, the departments that were allocated out should be 0, and those costs go added to the cost before allocation for the remaining departments to get the total cost. What they have over here, this is a step that helps. Department costs before allocations, the total should equal the total down here, because we're not adding or taking away costs, we're just reallocating. We're taking costs that were in the service department and allocating them to operating departments. So the total cost should stay the same. So if you do this on a testing situation, or anytime you have this question and your amounts match, then chances are you've done it right. But if you do something here and your amounts do not match, then go back and see what you've got done wrong. Okay, that is it for that question.